Hi everybody, this is Dinah K and I'm coming to you all with my injury to Mary Avella's giveaway she has going on. She wants you to tell her some of your childhood memories. And if you haven't heard of Mary Avella, she is someone who does amazing and creative giveaways. And she has a sweetheart because she doesn't have to do that. And she lets you see how life is with her children and her hubby. She does song requests. If you want her to sing a song, she'll do it. She is someone who I enjoy watching. She has been my sister for a short while now, and I can honestly say that she is someone that I enjoy watching. She is someone I enjoy sometimes chatting with. And that's Mary Avella. You haven't heard of her. She does tags. She does hauls. She shows you her family life. And some of the things that I remember from my childhood is when I was like 3. Y'all, for some reason, I was afraid of like the dark baby dolls. My mom got me some little house shoes with a black baby doll on it. And she was like dark and scary looking. And my great grandma reminded me of like the dark baby doll. The baby doll was beautiful, but I don't know why I was scared of it. When I was young, I used to be scared of the weirdest things. Like, I was scared of stuff that was taller than me. I was scared. I was scared at the fact that my great grandma, drunk milk of magnesia. I was just weird, y'all. I was a quiet person, but I was very sweet to people. I still am that way, but now, not now, but like as I got older, I would be nice to people. But if you like cross me the wrong way, I would think negative and make want something bad to happen to you. But I will always forgive people. Like, I wouldn't forgive them, but I will forgive them, and I will continue to be nice to them. I was always a forgiving kid. Like, I may not forget, but I forgive. I used to always have people who used to pick on me because I wouldn't say anything, and then they would look at me crazy once I did. So I learned to just be quiet. Like, people come to me for advice and want me to listen, but they wouldn't listen to me like if I had a problem. It has always been like that. I remember having friends in school who would help defend me. Like, I had this one friend, she was a twin. And people, for some reason, because I was quiet, they would pick on me. And she would always come to my rescue. Like, I wasn't even friends with her for that long, and she would always come to my rescue. I wasn't a punk. I just was somebody who hated being confrontational. I remember that our mom, she didn't like us to go outside because for some reason kids didn't like us, because even though we didn't have much, I guess they really didn't have much, so they didn't like us because we had more than what they had. And so our mom would make us stay in the house. It was no going outside, really. She would let us go outside every blue moon. But since she didn't want us to go outside, she would let us She would do like arts and crafts with us. Like I really enjoyed time with my mom when we was doing arts and crafts. We would do singing contests. We would have dance contests. My mom was like somebody who could really uh, help something turn into a fun situation. My mom still has that kind of mentality that she tries to make a negative situation into a positive situation. Like we would always complain about like, Mom, why can't we go outside? And she would never tell us why we couldn't go outside, but I knew why we couldn't go. What else? I remember living in Chicago, because that's where I'm from. I stayed there until I was 13. That's where no one liked us at, because actually when I moved to Indiana, no one liked us neither, because my mom, even though we didn't have much, she would always try to make sure we had things. And in Chicago, she would let us go to the store, buy penny candy, the hot crunchy curls, the flame of hots with the cheese. She would let us sometimes go to the clothing store on our own. That's what I remember. And I remember hanging out with our cousins. I remember us playing house. I was never able to be the mom going over my cousin's house. I always had to be the daddy or one of the kids. When we played with dolls, cause I didn't bring my own dolls to other people's houses, and I will always have to be the boy baby doll. And my mom, she always, every year, every year, I would get baby dolls and I would get beads and string, because that was the type of stuff I like to do. I would like to make jewelry all the time. I did that up until I was like 16 years old. And before I stopped playing with baby dolls, because my mama kept us young as much as possible. I was still like, I considered myself, my mom considered us to still be her little children until I was like 17 years old. I think I was like 15 when I got my last Barbie doll. I got a Britney Spears. Like every year, my mom, or just randomly, my mom would give me a Britney Spears doll. And I had developed a collection of Britney Spears dolls. I had what you call it, a Kenya doll, the doll that's supposed to be the my size Barbie, but the black version. I had one of those. I enjoyed putting the beads in her head. It's crazy that I used to like comb my doll's hair, but I don't know how to comb hair. I don't remember much. Like it's like a song can trigger me remembering something. Like I can't even say what type of song. What song would make me remember something? Like when I was 19, I lived in Georgia. And what would trigger that, me remembering living in Georgia and wishing I still lived there, was Rihanna's SOS song. For some reason, I remember, and Lloyd, You. Those are the songs that make me reminisce about being in Georgia. When I lived in Chicago, all of old real music, like the old raps, like when people actually knew how to rap, and when people made good songs. I remember that makes me reminisce about being younger when I used to have friends. Like I had a friend named Nene. She was someone I was friends with when I was like 11. Um, I hated that I moved away. I moved. She was my friend to like 12 to 13, and I moved, and I hated that I moved away because that was my friend, and I would check up on her because her mom, her mom, uh, her mom wasn't too nice to her, so I tried to check up on her, and I hated that I had to move. And she she was friends. I was friends with her because she was nice, and she had changing eye color that changes. Like when her mood, whatever her mood was, her eye would be a different color. Like it would be purple. Yes, her eyes would be purple, green. They would they would be different crazy colors, and that's why I liked. I had some other friends too that we had Nene, Erica, Mighty Bell. That was my Mexican friend. Her name was Mighty Bell. I liked her because of her name, and I thought she was so pretty. Erica was just the oldest out the bunch, and she just was everybody's friend. Um, hmm. As a child, I didn't like my sister because she was always sneaking and like pinching me or something, and I would get in trouble. I would get in trouble because I hit her back, I beat her up, and it it took to now for me to like my sister because she's more mature and wiser. I don't agree with all her decisions, but I still like her and love her. I love her more now than I did. I always loved her, but I love her now more than I did back then. Um, it took to us being older to click and be friends. Um, my best friend has always been my brother. That's a year younger than me. Um, I remember playing with him. My mama would buy us toys like creative toys like blocks that came like say if it was an army man, she would buy airbrush Power Rangers where you airbrush your t-shirts. She brought us the creepy Carla when you get to make your own candy. Um, my mama made sure we had every toy like that was on the commercials. Like she never asked us what we wanted. She just got it. And we always enjoyed what we had no matter what it was. I'm telling y'all, every year I got some beads. It's a Barbie doll. Sometimes notepads. I want someone who liked to write. I used to like to write poetry, but that was before my mom started buying me notebooks. Like after she started buying me notebooks, I used to hate to do poetry and all the other stuff. Um, y'all, I don't know how long this video is, and I know I probably I have not remembered anything really. I just remember a lot of time with my brothers and sisters. I have one sister and I have 5 brothers. And I have other brothers like, cause my dad has like 30 kids. I kid you not. And he's still probably having them. Why do I keep saying dad? That man ain't no dad. My mom has always been my mom and dad. I remember like my dad would come get me, and he would always leave me with his mom. I didn't like his mom because she was mean. Um, she was paying favoritism because she had she had let me see, one, two, three, four. She had four grandchildren that would be at her house. Like my auntie kids, because my aunt has two kids by her son that passed away. I honestly could say that if my uncle hadn't passed away, I think my life would be a little different because I really miss my uncle. That was a bad memory when I had to go to my uncle's funeral 2 days after my birthday, my 13th birthday. That was really hard on me. And then after that, I moved to Indiana. What else do I remember? I remember us always going to candy ladies and stuff like that. I think that's it, y'all. Bye. I don't know. I'll probably have to make this over. I don't know.